Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue. Now here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this August the 6th. First Saturday, which normally would mean the brother Daryl and Daryl, but
exactly.
But one of the Daryls is in Sparta,
on the
Illinois.
road again.
In Sparta, Illinois, and we have not been able to hook up with Dave Gabbert. But you heard the voice of Gene Smith, and
good morning.
Stick around because we're going to have a pun time with Gene Smith.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so if you can hang around, if the early part of the show doesn't chase you off,
right?
and we don't want to offend.
It'll be eye-opening.
We have a guest in the studio with us this morning.
One of my favorite guys.
He's not in the bushes or hiding out trying to get you or anything like that. That's no.
Nope, I'm right here at the radio station.
You're right here at the radio station.
Y'all don't have to worry about me this week.
You hear that? This Saturday morning. I mean, he's at the radio station. And he drove up in his Mercedes, disguised as a '84 Yugo. I think that's what he said. Yep. Andy Tweed.
How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you.
Glad to have you here. We're going to talk with Andy about some new rule changes. Even the hunting guide is different to me. I didn't even know this is the hunting guide at first when it came in the mail. It's a Tennessee Wildlife magazine. You know, I looked at that special edition, it says. And I've looked all through it. I don't see Andy Tweed's name anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't see anything special in there.
No. Well, unless this is you carrying this turkey over your back there.
No, not me.
That's Brenda Valentine.
No, it's not. If it is, she's disguised as an '84 Yugo. You know, so I mean, it's not her. But Andy Tweed has been in with the agency now since he and I and Andrew Jackson back in old Hickory days, you know, have grown up and do that. But no, Andy has been here since the turn of the century. Really,
you got it. Yes,
he has. Man, we turned the century back when Y2K was supposed to destroy everything, but it didn't. It didn't destroy Andy or me or Gene Smith.
I got 200 pounds of peanut butter to get rid of.
It's all still in the attic, right?
Yeah.
It's still up there with all your other non-perishable items. You know, did you look at the expiration date? But we're going to talk to Andy this morning. Try to hook up with Dave up at Sparta for the Grand American, where he shoots every year. And I was supposed to check in with him earlier, and I forgot. It's been kind of a hectic week. 12 radiation treatments down, 5 more to go. I get a weekend off, so to speak, and the young ladies that they're playing peekaboo with me, where my radiation is going, they get a week off too and start selling the pictures that they've taken of me over these last 2 weeks or so. But glad to have Andy. Glad to have Gene. He dressed in his camo. Andy still saw him. You know, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. You know,
He's good.
Andy's good. Yes, but let's. There are some changes, Andy. And I was looking at the guide, and we're not going to talk about this segment, but there are a whole page, and one thing I did notice, Andy, in the changes that you know, we don't have another magazine coming out with corrections. I mean, they've run a wonderful job of putting the information in the magazine size, which I can put inside my my backpack or whatever it might be. But there is a whole section on changes, as many of you guys know. And what's new? In fact, it's right there on the table of contents page. So I'm assuming, Andy, these are all out. I mean, do you guys are they still at Bass Pro or anything like that, or do we not only go to the lifetime license holders?
Well,
I mean,
if you're a lifetime license holder or a sportsman's license holder, you got it sent to you in the mail. But we're doing what we call a drop ship, and we're sending stuff to Bass Pro and Academy and Walmart and all that. So you can get them at the normal retailers.
Okay, at the normal retailers you can get them. Of course, you can get them out of the Region 1 office if you want to drive up there and
let's go.
Let's go. Not this morning or anything like that. But there are some notable changes, and we're going to talk to Andy give him a whole segment here, because there is one change that's not in the guide here, but it affects Andy's job and about when he can and can't do on private property, and so which is very interesting that a lot of you folks out there might not know about. But
You need to read the guide.
yeah, Andy knows knows about it, and then of course Gene is getting ready to crank up.
Yeah, I got a hunter safety class at Independent Press Friday and Saturday.
And this makes number what?
9,422.
Something along that line. But so Andy's in studio. We're going to get a little trout report. You know what I'd love to be once I get through this journey that I've been on since February with cancer. But John Berry from the Berry Brothers Guide Service on the North Fork of the White River, and the White River is going to talk to us about fishing over there and the hot weather, what it's affected. And then, as I said, about 15 minutes to 7 or so, Gene Smith has brought his book. What's the name of that book again?
101 one-liners and
1,001.
I mean, 1,000, yeah, 1,000.
Unless you got the big print edition, now you
No,
might have that. But 1,000, and probably some of those you probably know.
Oh, yeah.
But we're
Some
going.
of 'em I wrote.
We have we have requests that we utilize Gene as his pun master, as we call him, and so I got at least 2 requests. I think one was your daughter. I'm not no, but we're gonna do some puns.
My step neighbor-in-law.
Yes, neighbor-in-law. That's a dog, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not like that though. But and then we hope the gray-bearded adventurer.
All right.
We're going to try to find him on the Mississippi River. 87 years old, Dale Sanders. He told me, you know, he's right at Cairo, Illinois. If you've watched video, Andy, is he not amazing? I mean,
Unbelievable. At his age and able to put up with the elements that you've got to deal
Yes.
with
Yeah.
this time of
Oh,
year.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
mosquitoes and the horseflies are absolutely horrible
And
out
them
there right now.
storms you've been going
and,
through.
and then and you get all these electrical storms and bad summertime thunderstorms, and
he's not just floating down the river, folks. If you've
No.
watched any videos, and I recommend that you Google Dale Sanders or the Gray-Bearded Adventurer and just follow him as he paddles the Mississippi, and really, paddles the right word. I have watched these videos, and one of them in particular said, the Gray-Bearded Adventurer is coming up around the corner. He was not just cruising down there with his flag. The man was paddling. I mean, and when he says paddle from source to sea, he's doing that, and hopefully come September, he will break the record for the oldest person to paddle the Mississippi River from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. And so hopefully that's a long shot. We did get him the last time sitting on a park bench
Yeah.
somewhere up in Wisconsin or someplace. But he has a crew with him. They're doing a documentary about it. But I recommend you follow him. So we'll talk to Dale. Then we'll talk to a young man out of Texas who just won $135,000 in a bass fishing tournament. That's his first win. But we're going to talk to Kyle Hall of Granbury, Texas. I wanted to get Kyle on because he's living the dream, folks. He had what he called a terrible year fishing, but all of a sudden he just won that jackpot up in Lake Champlain, up in New York. And guess how much he won it by?
6 pounds.
1 ounce.
1 ounce. Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
And 1 ounce.
All right.
Think about that, man. And one of the guys, I can't remember if the guy he beat out by 1 ounce, but the top 3, his best friend, who they've been traveling together all the
right.
time, was 3rd or 2nd. I can't, but Kyle will talk about that. If you don't think ounces count
Yes,
in these
sir.
fishing tournaments, can you imagine going up there and winning? Well, you know, I know these golfers miss a putt and it's worth $400,000. You know, but
Yeah, Tiger Woods turned down some money this
well,
week.
we don't get into the live tournament and all those guys either. But anyway, that's Kyle Hall. We'll be talking to Kyle in the final segment out of Granbury, Texas, and then next week is our Legends of the Outdoors preview. Hall of Fame preview, and I'll be on the show, of course, but am honored to be going into the Hall of Fame on August the 20th at Springfield, but we're going to have 6 other guys that are going in too on next week's show, and I think you're going to really enjoy listening to these. Some of the biggest names in outdoors are going in on August the 20th, and there are tickets still available, and we'll talk about that later, but that's next week's show. But this week's show is almost, you guys have known each other. Andy, how long have you been on the job, Andy?
29 and a half years.
All right. So he was a babe when you started.
Yeah, I started in '83.
You started, what, 1883?
Yeah, 1883.
1883. So Andy would have started in what year then?
1993.
And how many different counties have you served in?
Just Shelby County.
Did y'all hear that? Just Shelby County.
He's lasted longer than the rest of them.
Well, he's lasted long the rest of them put together.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not add up to 29 years. I can remember one that was double parked. We won't even go into that, but I won't talk about it. But that person was on the show. At least we got that person on the show before she quit. But Andy Tweed has done a remarkable job, a longtime friend of Outdoors with Larry Ray. So we come back after this first break this morning. Get ready for some TWRA talk with Andy Tweed about the changes, about a significant change that affects all of these wildlife officers who do an amazing job. Because Andy works 8 to 4. That's all he does. Monday through Friday. I don't know if Andy's ever
Absolutely, yeah, 8 to 4. You're lucky to get that.
8 in the morning to 4 the next morning. I didn't say how long. I didn't say 8 to 4 p.m. I just said 8 to whatever. All right, Shelby's saying let's take a break, Shelby, because of course she runs the show. We're just sitting around. All right, we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.